Good morning, everybody. Today is day 137 on the AT. Big T on AT 26. I'm leaving Antlers Campsite here on Joe Mary Lake. Had a beautiful sunrise this morning and a beautiful sunset yesterday. Couldn't ask for anything else. I would have liked to have been a lot less campers, young sitters. They were a bunch here. I guess there's access to here that's pretty easy to get here. They were all mostly teenagers camped, almost like a Boy Scout troop or something, but had girls too. So it was lots of talking last night, but I went to sleep pretty quick. I had a big breakfast this morning. I had an extra meal in my pack. I had the biscuits and gravy, so I cooked it this morning to go with my coffee. I should be fueled for the day. I had originally planned to go 25 miles and camp and cut my distance down for tomorrow, but there's a pretty big chance of rain this afternoon and into the night. So it looks like I am only going to go 21 or so and stay at a shelter, which puts me at 25 the next day all the way to Katahdin Stream campground. I think that's right. The math may be bad. It's 52 total to go from here. It's probably a little less than 25. No, that's about right. That's about right. So I have to do 21 today and 25 tomorrow to get all the way to Katahdin Stream campground and get checked in. And then wait. It's a little tricky to wait because if you leave the park, then you got to come back in, hike back in, register for the birches. My wife is coming and she's got a house reserved somewhere. I think I'm trying to really summon about the day she gets here. That way all that won't be an issue. The mosquitoes are wearing me out. I'm trying to keep, usually I can move fast enough they don't bother me, but I'm going kind of slow right now. And they're getting my head. All right, not much to see right here. Just rolled out of Antlers Campsite. This is where I stayed in 23, as I said yesterday, and it is a great spot to camp. And you have phone signal, which is crazy, all through the 100-mile wilderness. There's very little phone signal. But I had 2 bars last night. So I was able to text home a little bit. All right, let me go. I will give you more later. Yesterday, I interviewed the 2 boys I told you about yesterday that I've been hiking with since Father's Day, or we've just been leapfrogging each other, and pretty neat guys. I was impressed. I don't interview a whole lot of people, but I was impressed with these 2 boys, 20 and 19-year-old, out here doing the main section. And I knew they probably came from a strong religious background. When he told me it was Mennonite, and I could recognize the accent. When I first met them, I asked him, were they Amish? And he said, no, we're Mennonites. And just because I could recognize the accent. And I thought they both were from Ohio. I said that yesterday, but one they're cousins. I had a mosquito bite me on my thumb. They're cousins One's from Pennsylvania, and the other one's from Ohio. And pretty neat. There's a mama and a daddy. There's two mamas and two daddies that ought to be mighty proud of their 20 and 19-year-old sons. They are strong hikers. They have heavy packs, strong hikers, and they are good boys. I've been around them in two different hostels and watched them from a distance, and very well mannered and very polite and not into mischief and not doing what most 20 and 19-year-olds are thinking about doing or doing, especially if they were out alone on a trail like this. So I hope those mom and daddies get to see this video, and basically it's just really letting you see these two boys, and it's not, I wasn't trying to pressure them to talk about anything really. I just wanted you to meet them. Here's the interview, but it was fun. It's been fun being around them. Now, I left earlier than they did again this morning, so they'll probably catch me sometime today. And they go further because I'm stay at a shelter because of the rain. Well, I'm here with my buddies I've been hiking with for a week. They came flying by me on Father's Day, and we've been flip-flopping each other all the way up in here, and we got the same campsite again tonight. And I thought, well, it'd be good for everybody to meet them and hear a little bit about their experience on the trail. Tell me, what's your name?
Nathaniel.
Nathaniel, what's your trail name?
Button Up.
And how did you get Button Up?
Well, because I wore a button up the whole way.
He said a button-up shirt,
Yep.
And that's pretty neat. Okay, what's your name?
Linford.
Linford. And what's your trail name?
Mapman.
Mapman. Why you got Mapman?
I guess because I was carrying the maps.
Yeah.
You'll have to ask him, but that's what he called me.
Yeah.
That's one of the nicer things he called me.
I've seen you with maps in your hand a bunch of times when we were at the hostel. I saw you planning the route out. Okay, what's something? Tell us about the trail. What part of the trail are y'all doing?
From the New Hampshire main line up to Katahdin.
Wow. So where did you get on?
Mount Success.
Mount Success. Wow.
And just south or
Just
west of the main line.
Yeah, that's cool. What's something, Linford? Mapman? What's something neat that you've seen on the trail? Something you've enjoyed, or anything about the trail that you've liked?
Well, there's a lot of things. Probably the solitude and the lakes, the mountains, pretty much everything. And the loons, especially. Hearing the loons.
The loon, that's pretty neat. Yeah. I don't know if we're going to hear any tonight.
I heard a couple.
Earlier over there. Yeah. Where are y'all from?
I'm from Ohio. Hillsboro, Ohio.
Hillsboro.
I'm from Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. I thought you were from Ohio too.
No.
Huh? Wow. I thought both y'all from Ohio. That's cool. Thank y'all for letting me interview you.
Sure.
It's been fun and being around you.
Sure.
You get a nice smooth section of trail, and then all of a sudden the rocks show up. They say, hey, don't forget about us. We're still here. We want to make you a trail. And then after the rocks, guess who shows up? The roots. Yeah, they're all reminding we're still here. We hadn't gone away yet. Just want to make sure you don't miss us. So here we got rocks and roots. Roots on top of rocks. Yeehaw, we having fun. Oh my. Oh my. It's getting real now, y'all. That's where I'm going. That's the top. Hey, buddy. Where are you headed? You want to go on my shoulder? You're pretty fat. I think you could help me out with some of these bugs. If I carry you on my shoulder, will you promise to catch all these mosquitoes trying to get in my ears? What do you say? You got a deal? You can go with me. You look like you're good at eating mosquitoes. Is that right? He didn't act like he wanted to go. He wanted to stay here. Well, I just came up this. I'm going back down to get some water to filter. I was able to rock hop this real easy, keeping my feet dry. I think by far one of the best decisions I've made here in Maine has been that first day in the 100-mile wilderness. It took forever, but every water crossing I took my boots off. And it only rained that afternoon and I got a little damp, but that was it. And so I've been able to keep my feet dry the whole time. I had one more water crossing on day 2 and I pulled them there. And then day 3 yesterday I had rock hopped every water crossing. And now so far this morning, day 4, I've only had one really decent sized water crossing. It's this one. And my feet are dry. That has helped tremendously. Let me get some water. I got a filter. You know, those water crossings are real easy. Just to go ahead and just pound down in them and don't take your shoes off. And if you got trail runners, that's fine because they dry pretty quick. Wearing these big clod hoppers that I have on that are Gore-Tex, they would still be wet if I hadn't pulled them off every time. Even though it hadn't rained and it's been dry, the trail's dried out. I would have paid for those faster water crossings and also easier on my feet during going over the rocks in the streams, but I just took my time in my Crocs. A couple of times I was a little worried about losing my Crocs, but I was able to make it. So it ended up paying off, being a great decision for me. I know, and mainly because I remember how bad my feet got last time. If I hadn't already done this once, I probably would have just plunged off in, knowing you got so many to cross and the amount of time it takes to change the shoe. And actually, I dry off my feet before I put my socks back on real good. Try to get all the crud off of them with a little rag I got. Nahmakanta Stream, and that's probably not how you pronounce that, but it's what I've been following along here for several miles. Just working my way upstream. Sometimes the trail gets easy, and sometimes you have to slow down. Rocks and roots. Back feels a little better today after I sat and filtered water. I started feeling it again, but it's when I sit still like that for a while and try to move again, that's when, oh gosh, it says no, don't do that. Just gotta finish, you know. Told a few people about it and they've been praying for me. I'm sure it just been just more scary for me than anything with my past history. It's been so good for almost 20 years. Next year will be 20 years since I broke my back, and I haven't had any trouble with my back. I remember when I crossed the Kennebec in 23, and I was at Sterling Inn that time. The next morning, I barely could get out of bed. And I think it was because I helped her paddle when we were in a thunderstorm, trying to beat the wind and the thunderstorm, get out of the river. And I was bending over, and the next morning my back hurt, but it went away. I took ibuprofen then and it went away. But this has been, it's just kind of gradually gotten worse. After I came once, it started to shoot when I came into Maine, but then it was okay for a while, and then as soon as I hit the 100-mile wilderness, my back started locking up on me. I really don't know if it's muscular or skeletal or what, but I'm assuming it's muscular. I'm praying it's muscular, and then it'll go away. And it seems to be a little better today. So that's good. I feel it still. And like when I jar going down, after I sit and twist or anything like that, if I'm sitting through filtering water and I twist to one side or the other, I almost holler out loud. It hurts so bad. As long as I don't jar when I'm hiking like this, I'll bend over. Bending over is not good either. I'm a little bit worried about that bending over going up Katahdin. I think I'll be fine, especially I'll have a lighter pack. I won't have this big heavy pack. I'll have this pack, but I won't have it so heavy. Just what I need for Katahdin and back down. Lord, another giant mushroom. Look how big that thing is. Good gracious. That rascal's huge. Wow. There she is, waiting to be hiked.
Yeah.
It's kind of mystical today with all the humidity and
Yeah.
working my way there. I'm going the wrong direction at the moment, but tomorrow I will make up the distance that way. Probably some today too. Got to get off this big mountain first. The trail goes over. That's not a good sign there. I might have lost their crutches. I guess they got healed, huh? I used to do a skit in the Scouts. It was pretty funny. I guess I should do it again sometime. Rainbow Stream, hiking along through the side of it, coming Rainbow Cascades, not far from here. Trail just following along this rainbow stream. And it is piling down through there, through those rocks. Look at the size of that root ball. Wow. It must have been a tall tree. Let's see how long it takes me to get past the top of it. Wow. This tree was huge. Fell right on the trail too. They ain't near about done with the top of it. Wow. Another one took over another one when it fell too. Wow. I keep saying that word, don't I? Sorry. Incredible. I'm at Rainbow Spring Campsite. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At least 5 more tents here. Well, I finally got my swim in too. I went swimming here in the lake, and it was very good. I got cooled off. The water's just about the right temperature. It's not freezing cold, but cold, and it cools you off good. And I cooked my supper and had my favorite, beef stroganoff, peak. And it's about 7:15, and I'm about ready to call it. I will be, it's 11.3 miles to A-Ball Bridge, and then another 10 or so to Katahdin Stream Campground. So I will get to the base of Katahdin tomorrow. That's pretty exciting. I'll be out of the 100-mile wilderness at A-Ball Bridge at 11.3, so I should be there before lunch and go to that store and see if they got some food or something else I could buy. Enjoyed the swim today. That just kind of ended the day good and made me relax a little better and get some of the smell off of me. I did not wash my clothes. Clothes still stink, but at least I got some of the smell off of me. It feels refreshing. 25.1 again today, so it's 2 days in a row, 25.1 miles. I'm happy with that. I didn't want to go anymore, but that is good. And it sets me up to summit in 2 days. There's a woodpecker. So I will, if the weather's good, I will go up day after tomorrow.